Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video, and happy Tuesday to each and every one of you. I gotta keep reminding myself, it's Tuesday, not Monday. I did have off work yesterday for President's Day. Very cool. 3-day weekend. You gotta love it. Even though the weather was really crappy this weekend. Horrible weather. Horrible weather this weekend. But, oh well, what are you gonna do? Cold, snowing, blah. But it was still nice not to have work and have a 3-day weekend. Now I only have a 4-day week of work. Very cool. But I'm stuck in Monday mode, so I gotta remind myself, no, it's actually Tuesday. But, alright, so let's get down to it. Let's take a look at some goodies I have here. This is all stuff I grabbed from Liberty Thrift and Home Furnishing about 2 or so weeks ago. They were having a sale. Now you're probably thinking, why am I only getting around to this right now? That is because when places like Dollar General are getting new titles. Dollar Tree gets new titles. Best Buy, Target, Walmart, etc., etc., etc. These places are getting new titles or having sales or deals that are going on. That kind of takes the front seat to this stuff. Like stuff I grab from a flea market or a thrift store or pawn shop, something like that. Stuff that you guys can't necessarily participate in, going out and getting yourself. That kind of that takes the backseat to more important stuff that I can be like, hey guys, look at these titles I found, you could go out and find these too. That kind of stuff's more important. I want to show you guys that, and you guys know a lot of deals and stuff are going on recently, so that kind of took precedent over this stuff. So I'm finally getting around to showing you this. So last week? It was actually at this point maybe like 2 weeks ago. Liberty Thrift and Home Furnishings was having a 50% off sale because apparently they're remodeling one of their stores. Now this wasn't going on with all their stores; it was just going on with one store, kind of their main store, the store that I actually like the best, the store I find the best deals at, my favorite store of theirs. So I was very excited about that. It's the one I'm always constantly hitting up. Again, 50% off the entire store because they're doing some remodeling, and awesome, but also kind of bad at the same time. Bad because I was just in there like 2 weeks ago, and I got a bunch of stuff when I was last in there. You guys might remember that from that video. So they apparently didn't really restock very much, and there wasn't a ton of like new stuff I wanted to grab. So it was good and bad. Good because I did grab some stuff for 50% off. Very cool. Bad because I was just recently in there and bought a whole bunch of stuff, and I kind of wish I maybe would have waited, but it is what it is. So, like I said, guys, I got a lot of cool stuff, but I also shot some video while I was hunting around in there. So, let's see everything I took a look at. Well, alright, guys, here we are back at Liberty Thrift and Home Furnishings. And as you can see by the sign, entire inventory, 50% off. Apparently, they're doing some renovating in the store, and as such, they were having this 50% off sale. So, needless to say, I had to pop in, check out what they had to offer, and unfortunately, I was just in here maybe like a week or two ago, and I had grabbed like a lot of stuff. I kind of wish the sale was going on then, but oh well. They still had some interesting things, like whatever this green thing here that was completely blocking all the DVDs. I ended up having to move that just so I could look through everything, but as you can see, plenty of DVDs, even a few Blu-rays thrown in here every so often, and just a lot of great stuff to look through. But unfortunately, like I said, I had already picked this maybe like a week or so ago, and there wasn't too much I was interested in, unfortunately. I did find this, though. This is pretty cool. This is The Quiet Man, the Collector's Edition DVD. Very awesome. I do already have it, though. Didn't need it. This would have been cool, even though I already have it. I would have grabbed it if it was in good shape, but unfortunately the discs were destroyed. So I did pass on that as well, but I do love Ben 10. Same thing with Walker here. I would have loved to have gotten that, but discs were scratched. Had to pass it up. A lot of scratched discs today. This was cool. I've been looking for that for some time now. I have the soundtrack. I never come across the movie. I had to grab it. Brand new factory seal as well. Very cool find. And then over onto the second display. And these were cool. They had all the Twilight movies. And even though I had them on Blu-ray, I was tempted to rebuy them on DVD because they were all like the 4-disc and 3-disc special releases. And that's pretty cool. But I did pass because I didn't need to have them. And look, more Ben 10. Unfortunately, more Ben 10 that was scratched. Have you guys seen this? Foolproof? I was going to grab it, but once again, scratched, so I did pass on it. This was cool, though. The Best of the Jimmy Dean Show. I didn't have that. I was definitely interested in picking that up. This was neat. This is a CD tower, but what I like about it is that it's more or less kind of like a CD shelving unit. They don't have, like, slots. I love it, but it was in kind of crappy condition, so I did pass on it, and the price wasn't all that great either. And then all their CDs, I had to look through all these. Again, I have my work cut out for me looking through the CDs in this store. Does take some time, but can prove to be fruitful if you look through all of them. A lot of Christmas stuff. I was very excited about that. Not a lot in the way of Christmas stuff I wanted to grab, but I love seeing Christmas CDs. I'm a big fan of Christmas music. This was cool. Green Day. I just grabbed this album like a week ago. Otherwise, I would have been pretty excited. But I was excited about this. Alright, some metal. I had to grab that. Great band right there. Ace of Base. Can't go wrong with that. I do enjoy Ace of Base, but what I enjoy more is a sealed copy of Ace of Base. Yeah, I ended up going with that one. That's awesome. And Arctic Monkeys. Very cool, but wah, wah, wah. Nothing in there. And this would have been really cool as well, but I just grabbed this about a couple weeks ago too, so I didn't grab that. And you can't go wrong with Pooh Bear. Definitely had to pick that up. It's Disney. How could I not grab it? I love Winnie the Pooh. And then over into their electronics section to see what they had. And at 50% off, I definitely love looking through the electronics. Unfortunately, not really much I was all that interested in. That guy there decided to flip on the vacuum as I was recording, which was so nice. I mean, he didn't know I was recording, but very noisy. Sorry about that if it's driving you insane right now. I'll try to turn down the volume so you don't hear him. But as you can see, lots of DVD players and VHS players and all kinds of fun stuff like that. But unfortunately, nothing I was really all that interesting. Nothing that stood out to me. Some of the stuff they had last time I was here that I was somewhat interested in, but the prices were too high. They were already gone, which kind of makes me wonder who bought them because the prices were really high on some of that stuff. But this I was interested in. A VHS player, you know, a VCR with remotes for $5. It was kind of dirty, not in the best shape, but it has the remote, and it was $5. I really couldn't pass up on that just for the remote alone. And this, kind of kicking myself for not getting that. What would I do with it? I didn't know, but I thought about maybe I could use it when I'm recording so my wife would know I was recording. I should have grabbed that. I'm kicking myself for that. This, the Video Now player, look at that. Video Now player with the light attachment. That's really, really cool, but again, it wasn't in very good shape. I already have like 3 of these anyway, and look at that. Sticker rubbed off. I didn't need it. And this was awesome. A Sony TV, an upside down Sony TV, as you're about to see here. Yeah, they had it upside down. I was kind of like, no, flip it the right way. I don't know, just bothering me. Pretty cool TV. Had a lot of interesting hookups in the back too. This would have been cool. What would I have done with it? I have no idea. I don't need another TV this size. I had nothing to do with this. So I didn't buy it. Hopefully somebody else grabbed it and put good use to it. It's pretty cool. So, all right, that was it. Let's take a look at everything I got though. Well, alright guys, there you go. That was my hunting trip to Liberty Thrift and Home Furnishing during their 50% off sale. So let's take a look at what I actually picked up. So, I guess we'll just go in the order I have them here. And first up are some CDs. These are usually $2 a piece, but I obviously got them for only $1. Can't go wrong with that. It's kind of my go-to price for CDs. I really don't like paying over more than $1 for a CD. I will if it's something I really want. But when it comes down to it, I'm kind of like $1. $1 is what I should be paying for a CD. It's a CD. I don't know. I just don't feel like this should be more than $1 ever. But here we go. We have, am I going to pronounce this correctly? Carnifex? Dead in My Arms. Am I pronouncing that name right? This is a band I do enjoy. I do have like one other album, so a good band. I just don't know if I'm ever pronouncing their name correctly, but good metal band. So I was pretty excited to come across this. This is an awesome find. That's great. You can't go wrong with this. A little Morrissey here. Yes, Morrissey, you are the quarry. Very, very awesome. I don't have this one yet. This is like his kind of like one of his classic albums, and I did not have it. So very cool. What's even on here? Leave it this way. The Smiths, I really enjoy. Morrissey, I've never really gotten all that into. I know some of his songs. I've certainly heard his music. There's like solo stuff. Yes, but I've never really gotten into Morrissey. It was the Smiths I've always really liked. So, I don't know too much about this album, other than, I see it all over the place. A lot of my friends have this in their collection. I see it in jukeboxes all the time. So, I'm looking forward to hearing it. So I'm sure I'll recognize something on here. So, very cool. Then I grabbed some Motion City Soundtrack. Commit This to Memory. Motion City Soundtrack is an okay band. Yeah, they're just kind of like a pop, punky, emo, I don't know, whatever, modern punk rock band, which Yeah. It's not necessarily my style of music I really like. I am a big fan of like 70s, 80s, and like early 90s punk. And then when everything started to go like super mainstream and like emo-y and super poppy, and it just, I don't know. So Motion City Soundtrack, decent band. I'm not against it. Like they're a decent band. They're one of those bands I actually kind of enjoy, but not my favorite. But for a buck, I grabbed that. This is a cool find, and a brand new factory sealed. This is the best of the Flamingos. Look at that. That is a cool find. I'm a big fan of like Motown, doo-wop, R&B, whatever you want to call it. I love this kind of stuff. I'm just a sucker for it. I think I love this because it's music my dad used to listen to, and it always makes me think of like the beach because for those of you who do not know, my family used to have a beach house in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. If you've been following me for long enough, you know that. I used to do a lot of hunting videos down there and whatnot. Unfortunately, when my father passed away, we just weren't going to be able to afford the house anymore because, well, we don't need to get into that, but we weren't going to be able to afford to keep the house, so unfortunately, we had to sell it, which sucked. I missed going down there so much. But there's a radio station down there. I think it's called like The Wave or something like that, and it plays only like music from like the 50s and like 60s and like stuff like that. And it's really cool, and I grew up listening to like all that music, and now I just love it, and it makes me think of like riding around the car during the summer at the beach with my family when I was a kid. It brings back great memories, and I just love this music. So this was a cool find. Can't wait to listen to that. Then we have REM, New Adventures in Hi-Fi, which is a, it's like flipper disc here? I'm not quite sure about this one. I tried to look up information on it, and I couldn't really find any information. Like, I was thinking maybe one side's a DVD, one side's a CD. I don't know. I wasn't able to find any information online about why it's a flipper. I don't know. So, I mean, it's only 14 songs long. You can fit 14 songs on one side. So I don't know. I'm going to look up some more information on this. If you guys know anything about this, leave a comment below. I want to know what's up with the two-sided disc. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. So, cool find. I do like REM. And I love me some Winnie the Pooh. So I grabbed Walt Disney Records Presents Take My Hand. Songs from the 100 Acre Woods. Awesome. Let's see. It's, I guess it's a bunch of songs recorded by some new people. See, here's the thing. It's songs by like people I don't even recognize. I recognize Kathy Lee Gifford, and that's about it. I don't recognize anybody else in here, but not all the songs have names of like new artists next to it. Some of them have nothing next to it. So I don't know if they're like the original songs or what. I'm not sure, but it's Winnie the Pooh. It's Disney. Of course, it's going to grab that. And as you guys saw, I came across two copies of this, an open copy and a sealed copy. Obviously, I put the open copy back, grabbed the sealed copy, and that is Ace of Base, The Bridge. That's so cool. What's on here? Beautiful Life. It's the only song I recognize on here. Maybe. I'm sure once I pop this in, I might recognize a couple more songs. But I actually like Ace of Base. And again, it reminds me of being a kid. Ace of Base was really big when I believe I was in like 5th grade. I remember the summer between 5th and 6th grade for me was when like Ace of Base got like huge. And I remember like I loved Ace of Base back then. So it just takes me back. I like Ace of Base. Good band. So bands, whatever they are. So good group. So very cool. So some CDs all for $1 a piece. Great deal. I did grab only 2 DVDs though. Unfortunately, you guys saw I did come across some DVDs I was interested in, but they were scratched. And again, I was just in there a few weeks ago where I bought some stuff, so there wasn't a ton of stuff I was interested in. Again, possibly I was thinking about grabbing those Twilight DVDs. Even though I have the Twilight series, the entire series on Blu-ray, they were kind of cool DVD releases, but I passed on them, so it is what it is. So first thing I grabbed here, well, actually, I guess technically this would be the second one I grabbed. The Best of the Jimmy Dean Show. Very cool, a Time Life release. Awesome. These usually aren't very cheap. And perfect. No scratches whatsoever. No scratches on it whatsoever. Very cool. So awesome. $1.50 for this. Very awesome. Who's all on here? Buck Owens, the Buckaroos, Eddie Arnold. Oh, I love Eddie Arnold. Molly B, Homer and Jethro. And apparently some Muppets. That's really cool. That's awesome. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to checking this out. I've never really seen this show, so that's awesome. And this was a really cool find. I've been on the hunt for this for some time now. I have the soundtrack. I do not have an actual copy of the movie, though. and I come across it, every now and then, but it's always scratched. So brand new, factory sealed, the fabulous Baker Boys. Very cool find for $1.50. Brand new, factory sealed. About time I finally get this in my collection. Awesome, awesome find. And then, yes, I did pick it up for only $5. A VCR with the remote. This is what sold me. This right here. This is just a Sharp VC H993. I don't think it's anything special. Just a pretty standard VCR, standard outputs and inputs and whatnot. Nothing really all that special, except for the fact that it had its remote. I always say if I come across a VCR with a remote, I'm going to grab it because VCRs, I still come across them a lot. I just don't come across them with the remotes very often. I come across them, like, every time I'm out hunting, I come across a VCR. Just not with a remote. This is kind of rare. It's not in the best condition. It's a little dirty. I'm curious to see how it plays. The remote's a little dirty as well. Looks like it's been sitting around for some time. That kind of made me want to pass up on it, but it was $5, so I grabbed it. Another VCR. I gotta kind of stockpile these things because they're just getting harder and harder to find for a good price anyway. I mean, you can still go out and buy like a VCR DVD combo at a lot of stores, but they're like $100, and that's ridiculous. So I picked it up. All right, so that was everything I grabbed from Liberty Thrift. But next door is a store called Little Liberty, which is their kids store. In Liberty Thrift and Home Furnishings, it's mostly all just basically everything but toys and games and kids clothing and stuff like that. That's all next door. And I had to run over there because I had some time to kill, and I found some Game Boy games I wanted to pick up. Some Game Boy Advance games here for some good prices. So I didn't film anything, as you guys saw. I didn't film when I was in there. I'm dropping everything. And the reason I didn't film when I was in there is because I walk in and I didn't see any games. I didn't see any I looked through the movies. There wasn't anything I wanted to grab. They didn't actually have that many movies there. And I didn't see any games or anything like that, because usually I have games in this little kind of spinny display case. Those cases were gone, and I was like, oh, okay. So lady behind the counter, I asked, do you still have Game Boy games? And she goes, oh, yes. And she grabs a little basket and pulls them out. And obviously, I wasn't going to say, okay, hold on, and start filming, not right there in front of her. So I didn't film anything. But I found some cool games, or at least one cool game. So for $3, I grabbed The Ripping Friends, The World's Most Manly Men. This was just mediocre. You're just walking around kind of beating things up, but not really it's not a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's kind of like a 2D sort of thing, and it just... It really wasn't enjoyable. It didn't really handle that well. Sort of the same thing with Power Rangers Wild Force. Do you guys remember the Power Rangers games for the Sega Genesis and the Nintendo, Super Nintendo? They were really fun. Well, not all of them, but some of them were really fun. They were side-scrolling beat 'em up games. Excellent. They were great. This is not that. This is a 3D top-down view, kind of beat 'em up. It doesn't play very well for whatever reason. When you punch, you move forward. I don't know what that's about. When you run, you crouch down. You're you look like an idiot when you're running this game, and you run super fast and you bump into things. It's stupid. This game was not very fun. I was kind of bummed. I was hoping for a 2D beat 'em up, or side-scrolling beat m'em up. Then I grabbed That's So Raven, which, believe it or not, I was kind of excited to grab because I have That's So Raven 2, and it kind of bugs me I don't have that. I had That's So Raven. Horrible game. This 2 was a bad game. This is a bad game as well. You're just walking around collecting things, talking to people. It was boring, as these games usually tend to be, but like I said, I was kind of excited because I have the sequel and I didn't have the first one, so I got it. But the game I was actually really excited about, and is actually really... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you how much I paid for these. This is also $3, and this was only $1. This is not have a price tag on the back, and they gave it to me for $1, and I'll show you why. It's because of this game. This was really cool. Again, really excited about this. Very fun game, and that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This was awesome because it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's a lot of fun, very enjoyable game, and this is only $1, which is why they gave me this for $1 too. I thought they were going to charge me $3 because the other two here were $3, but nope, only charged me $1 for that. So very cool. So which is a good price for That's So Raven. I didn't really want to pay $3 for it. So very cool. This was fun. I would have paid a lot more than $1 for this. Well, not a lot more. I probably would have paid up to $5 for this. This is a really fun game. Again, side-scrolling, beat 'em up as a Ninja Turtles game should be. That's that's the turtles I grew up with. So very, very cool. This is a fun game. I'm looking forward to playing it some more. Very cool. So there you go, guys. That was it. That was everything I grabbed from Liberty through the Home Furnishings and then Little Liberty next door. These, unfortunately, were not 50% off. The games were not 50% off. Little Liberty was not included in the sale. It was just that one store, their main store. But again, all this stuff here, 50% off. Very cool. So some good deals. Unfortunately, most of these CDs, but at least I grabbed 2 DVDs and got a VCR. That's always cool. So, all right, guys, there you go. That is it. So, like I always say, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Also, if you want to see a brand new video from me every single day, then be sure to hit that subscribe button, and you're going to get one. And also, if you want to grab yourself a Cinema Sickness t-shirt or hoodie or hat, tank tops, buttons, all kinds of cool Cinema Sickness gear, head over to cinemasickness.spreadshirt.com where you can get yourself some of that. I'd appreciate it. And also, if you want to keep videos like this coming your way, head over to patreon.com/cinemasickness where you can become a patron. Every tiny little bit helps out immensely and is greatly appreciated. So please do that. I'd appreciate it. So that's it, guys. If you didn't see yesterday's video, which I'm sure you probably all did because it's the video you guys have been waiting for. But if you didn't see yesterday's Daily Sickness video, it is a library tour, a whole room tour of this entire library. So if you didn't check that out, go see it. You guys have been asking for it. It's up. So, all right, guys, that's it. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday. I love being able to say that. We're already tomorrow we're going to be halfway through the week. That's great. See you then, guys. Bye.